Gen Z podcast.
Welcome to the Gen Z podcast. I am one of the hosts, Rizaan.
The host.
And to
The host.
the further side of the table is the actual host,
The co-host.
the Dwayne The Rock Johnson of my life.
Hello, Rizaan. How are you doing today,
I'm
sir?
so nervous, bro, because I'm ill prepared today. Who do we have in the middle? Let's go straight into it, please.
So in the middle today, we got Shakirah Dramat.
I don't know what this was.
No, actually, wait. Okay, let's back to that. Let's back to that.
I wanted to do like a hipster like waka waka moment,
Yeah.
but then I was sitting down, so
And
now I'm, now it just looks like I'm doing some weird Indian thing, and it's really not that. I don't know.
Do you know why? Because we didn't rehearse.
Yeah.
Because I was ready. I was with you. Because as soon as he was going to say Shakirah, I wasn't expecting him to go Dramat. I thought he was going to go Shakirah, Moss.
But
As long as no one asks me like, do your hips lie, or like none, like please, I can't.
But I think something that...
Bro, she's ruining all my notes. She's ruining all my questions,
Do you genuinely
bro.
believe that you are like the first person in the world who's gonna ask me, do your hips lie? Like just think about it. Like just think. My name is Shakirah. Literally, everyone asks me that.
But I think it's something that I actually want to know, and something that we just like would highlight. What do you think? So what we found out was in the past you have organized car meetups. Oh my god! So I think something that our audience would like to know is what are the 3 most important aspects of a very good car meetup, Shakirah?
Okay, please, for everyone watching, we're going back 10 years in my life. You know, you have like a period, where you just like, I've moved past that, but I guess now. Anyway, okay. The 3 most important aspects of a good car meet. Wow. Okay.
Considering that I'm
I
diesel
low-key-
today. So.
I low-key feel like I'm going to say some problematic stuff.
Hey, it's fine.
Okay. You need, let's be gender neutral and say sexy people.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then definitely you need one car at least with air suspension. If everyone has coilovers, it's just boring. At least one person must have. You need the Okay. Then you need a good route and a leader of the route.
Oh.
Because now you guys are all going to meet up. People's going to be like, okay, we're going to drive. Then, okay, where are we driving to? Okay, no, can we go to Rhodes? Okay, can we go to Cook Bay? Everyone's confused. It's like a whole conversation. It's just like, you need a leader, designated route, sexy people, at least one car with air suspension.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Can I just say, I wasn't of, even though again, like probably in the same generation, I was not a part of this. Cars and meet, bro, like the people that meet here by McDonald's on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday and look at each other's cars, the BMW people, can never be me.
Your nails are so nice and clean. They tell me that it can never be you.
Do you know, I was like, she was complimenting my nails, but I just heard the insult. I was like, let me just remove these nails.
Look,
From
to
the-
be fair though,
I'm not that girl. That's the tea. I'm just not. But I don't mind driving. It's just why are we dicing? Or why are we putting stuff, bro? Like it's too expensive. That's how I feel. It's like it's too expensive, and we have speed bumps.
You see, in 2023, it's too expensive. But when I was like, I'm gonna say hot on the scene, it was like 2010. You know what I'm saying? Petrol was what, like 11 liters.
Petrol was humble.
So VTEX was still like the thing. Everyone was driving like STIs. People had like Ranexes. It was like whoa.
Are you? I don't want the answer to this question. Like I don't want the answer to be
I'm just gonna
yes.
look into the camera. Then.
But are you the type of person that like when a guy revs his car, you get excited?
No, that's disgusting.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Just like so that everyone can understand, man. What are we doing and why are we doing it?
I posted this status on Facebook literally like 11 years ago, and I saw it in
Facebook. What is that?
I saw it in my memories, and it literally said, people always confuse girls who like cars with girls who like guys with cars, and it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
I'm so glad you said that. 'Cause I didn't-
Like,
So I think for our audience, do you mind just describing who is Shakirah?
Shakirah, okay. I guess I'm gonna answer brandedly, and that answer would be that I'm a social entrepreneur and a speaker. I own and manage 2 businesses. I also do a lot of work in my personal capacity in terms of like some content creation work. I would never use the word influencer because that's just, that's me. I'm a social entrepreneur and a speaker. I care a lot about youth development in South Africa. I'm extremely passionate about business. I'm very good at it also. And I guess I'm an ever evolving entity. Yeah.
Every word you said, Rizaan was just like...
It's like that today. Okay, nice, decent. Okay, so we like to sort of like, we like to dig and go back into, you know, a bit of a timeline. Like, who were you before it started going well? Or who were you before things went wrong?
Okay.
So we like to sort of just like dig back. So what was your upbringing like, and where did you grow up? You know,
I didn't know I was coming to therapy. Damn.
Discovery's vital.
Hectic.
The
Okay.
past is prologue. Yes.
Okay, ask the question. What was my childhood like?
Oh yeah, so just where did you grow up?
Okay,
What was that like?
2 very different questions. Okay,
It's the same
I'm from
question.
Boekap. Sometimes I say Boekap, and my sister hates it. So Alia, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I'm from Boekap. Yes. The
Don't
eldest.
say Boekap. Sorry, that's it's indicative of
no.
who you are.
No,
Like,
guys, let's say Boekap. The area is Boekap. The Malay Quarter, the Upper Cape, Scottish Kloof.
Sure.
You know. Okay. I'm the eldest of 9 siblings. It's quite intense. Not all the same mother, father. You know the African parents vibe, African dad vibe. Yeah. I grew up with myself, my sister, and my brother in my household. Then I've got lots of other siblings out there. I went to an all-girls high school. I've been through lots of phases in my life. Lots. So many phases. But I don't think I would change any of them because I'm 31 now. And I genuinely like am obsessed with myself. I'm fine. I'm smart. I'm hardworking. People say I'm funny. I don't think I'm funny, but people always laugh at me. So, you know, but like I'm self-reflective. I'm spiritual. What are you miming in the corner?
You said laugh at me. Yeah. So it can be taken 2 ways.
Yeah, but either way, like if you know who you are, they can laugh at you. It's fine. You know.
That's nice. No, that's nice.
So yeah, I've been through a lot. Guys, the trenches, like, you know, a lot of people.
That's what we want to hear.
We'll talk about the trenches.
That's what we want to hear. Like literally, when you fell off the bike,
but like
and nobody said like it's gonna be okay. What did you do about it? Did you just grow a brand new arm? What? Like explain.
Like how deep do you want me to go? Because I can talk about how I was manipulated into like.
Not there.
Doing stuff with people who are in gangs. I can talk about how I've had like failed businesses and continued trying. I can talk about how after I graduated university, I was waitressing for like super long, like multiple years. And all of the girls who used to study with me at campus would come into the restaurant where I served them coffee and be like, "Oh, Shakirah, you're still waitressing here." You know, and like.
But it's a full circle
like,
moment when the waitressing, where you were waitressing, ends up being your client, right? So, I mean,
my longest standing client, also one of the brands that I spent building over the last 10 years, but let's not talk about them by name.
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
Disclaimer. The views expressed today
are not those of my clients.
Might be slipped up by one of us, but never Shakirah.
Yeah, I mean, entrepreneurship was not easy, you know.
Yeah.
Like Not at all. I took the road less traveled. I got fired from my internship because I was at a music festival smoking weed, talking about my job, and one of my boss's friends saw me and heard me, then sent an email to my boss, and then I got fired. I don't think my mother knows this story, so Mom.
Surprise! What did you actually tell your mother the reason that you lost your job?
I think I told her that I quit.
Valid.
Yeah.
Valid.
Good place to land.
I mean, you see, I kind of did quit though, because I will never forget this moment. So
Yeah.
I live in Boekap, right? My boss's office, or the office that I used to work at, was a small agency, 5-star boutique PR agency. So we used to represent like only 5-star clients. We're talking like 5-star lodges, 5-star wine farms, like 5-star hotels, like hotels where you're spending like 25K per night type vibe. So I was doing my internship, and I had to do my internship in order to graduate. So I would get dropped, and sometimes I would walk home, and my boss's office was in, what's this area? Vredok? Taboerskloof? Well, one of them's up there,
Yeah.
in the mountains, but, on the palm-colored side of the mountain. So I was walking home from work one day, and I just remember being in town and like sitting down. I had a lot of friends in town, like I used to hang out with. Just people like own shops, and like, I used to stop and hang out with them and whatever. And I just remember sitting there like, sorry, and just watching everyone. Someone explicitly told me be close to the mic, so let me just be close to the mic. But I remember sitting in town. I'm going to pause for illustrative purposes, like this, and watching everyone and just feeling like, oh, what is this? Like, it was around 5 o'clock. I was walking up to Boekap, and everyone obviously is coming out of town, going to the taxi rank, they're going to the train station, whatever, going to the buses. And it's just like this rush, like everyone's just like doing this thing. And I just had this moment, like a literal like Matrix moment. And this is like 2012, probably 2012. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, this is not it. This is not for me. This thing, this hustle, this like predetermined, I'm going to call it like sheep lifestyle. A lot of people, now I have a different appreciation for that, and we can talk about it and unpack it if you want. But at that point, I was like, this is definitely not for me. So I knew always.
Let's tap into. You had the matrix realization, but you've always been interested in entrepreneurship, right?
I had my first business when I was 12.
Yeah. So according to the sources, again, you were looking after the kids at the observatory market.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
So you would charge people while they were shopping just to look after their kids.
How do you know that?
Don't ask questions no one answers to.
So the question.
Mr. Ill-prepared?
So the question I have is, again, if that's that spark back then, right? How did that fire then burn for you to also eventually go and study public relations?
Someone really did research. Okay. I don't know how to answer. So my dad...
You can start with the first part.
My dad was always entrepreneurial. My dad had lots of businesses in the time that he was alive. And we were not very close actually when he was alive, but I've found like a whole new appreciation for him, after he had passed, and it's actually really beautiful. Like, anyway, so he was always very entrepreneurial, and he at this point in time was into being a masseuse, or what's a masseur? What's the male version of a masseuse? I think it's a masseur. I'm not sure. So he had like a little stand at the observatory market. It was the holistic fair at the obs market. And he used to obviously like do all these things like readings and massage people, and he used to wear like this all white linen outfit. It was like a whole vibe. And we used to eat these like Chinese spring rolls. It was just very explorative. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there was just the space that was empty, and I noticed all these kids that were kind of not really doing anything. They were playing alone in the little park area there, and then my dad said to me, I pay to be here. It's like X amount of money per day. If you want to start like a little business, you can. So I think I must have been around 12 at the time. I went and I spoke to the person who was managing the spaces. She gave me a space. I charged parents like 10 Rand per hour, whatever it was. I remember asking family members for toys that I could use for the kids to play with. And then I set up my little daycare. And on my first day, I lost a child. But we don't have to talk about that. I mean, why would you leave your child with a 12-year-old? Like, is it really my fault? You know?
But I think,
yeah.
I think the thing that I kind of took out of that is that you just did it, right?
Yeah.
You had the...
Sorry, I remembered why I was telling you the story because I forgot. You need to rope me in. Otherwise, you know. At the end of every day, I would have a logbook. I would show it to my dad, and he would show me like, okay, cool, this is how much money you made for the day. You need to pay your rent and whatever. And like, I'll never forget. I'll never forget that whole experience of him just being like, okay, these are your expenses, like, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And I think I also just really love the feeling of being in charge. So I guess that's kind of where it came from. Like my entrepreneurial drive. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm supposed to participate. But I'm just thinking about how this avenue of experience that, like, you know, that seeing a business opportunity and taking it is so far removed from me and my personality. and it's actually something that because I also run a company right now with sort of like dual legs, if you will. And I'm being forced to sort of see opportunity and take it. And I'm like, but I hate capitalism. I'm just, no, I don't want to do it anymore. But okay, I like the way that you sort of articulate that from 12, you just wanted to be in charge. So I'm going to ask you a silly question. Oh, were you always this tall?
Wow. I wasn't always 1.82 meters.
No, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just always the tallest in the room.
I just came out and I was, you know.
Certified long boy, moose.
Yes, I was. My 15-year-old brother currently is taller than me.
Jeez.
I know, right?
Playing netball, playing basketball.
A lot of people who see me on the internet don't know that I'm tall. So when they meet me, it's always like...
Kasam, I was checking. I was like, I wonder what this person looks like. Okay, they're buff. Okay. But they're big. Okay. And that's so you're like, wow, she's tall. Wow, lekker. Because normally when people meet us,
buff mean?
Say nothing. So normally when people
like I go to the gym. Anyway, continue.
Normally people like meet us and like, you guys are actually quite tall in person, like because obviously we sit and stuff like that. But you are actually like you tall, but you also have a big presence, and that's kind of like what I want to sort of allude to is that some of us, and I think JP can also attest to this, is that for some reason we just genetically like this, and because of that we put in these positions where we lead, right? And you do come across as someone that's a leader.
I really appreciate that a lot because people people don't give leadership enough like respect, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Okay.
People always talk about like managing your staff and like being a boss and, you know, but it's like actually be a leader, you know. But at the same time, like being a boss is also really important. And that's, I'm a natural born leader. It's very easy for me. Sorry if I'm like taking you in a different direction.
No.
It's actually I'm driving. Right?
Yeah.
But it's very easy for me. It's very easy for me to lead people. It's very easy for me to get people inspired and to and I'm really good at identifying talent in someone even when they don't know that they have talent themselves. I'm very good at extrapolating that talent out of that person. I'm very, you know, I'm able to guide people in their growth, but I'm not terrible. I struggle with being a boss and a manager. I struggle with managing people. Like, you missed your deadline. I'm going to be like, it's okay. Please give it to me by tomorrow. I'm not going to be like, yo, like, this company's falling apart. Like, we're missing too many deadlines. Can you guys get your shit together? Like, am I allowed to swear on the podcast?
It's too late.
Okay. Get your beep together.
No, you can say.
It needs to make Lal's life easier.
Be yourself. Insert expletive.
Please, if you could put the little like question with the black square on my mouth, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So I struggled with that a lot, and I really had to learn and force myself to be a manager and to be a boss. But leadership is just I think especially when it comes to small businesses, people underestimate the power of being a really strong leader. Anyway, back to your original point.
No,
that was the point.
you
You landed it.
Okay.
I think
all I did, was put like a little trampoline,
Yes,
and you flew.
you went. I think the one thing that you also speak a lot about is the narrative of being an entrepreneur in terms of having this one idea that you run with and you do for years and years and years versus trying multiple things.
Did you do a deep dive into my content? Wow, I'm very impressed.
Out where you fit in the space, right? So
Interesting.
for those that did not hear that,
Yes.
I think it's important that you just describe the entrepreneurial journey that you went through versus what you see normally portrayed in these spaces.
Okay. So I call myself, or sometimes I talk about the fact that I am the accidental entrepreneur, right?
Okay.
In the sense of,
By the way, book it, as in write that book.
TM.
okay. We all saw it here first on the Gen Z
please.
podcast.
Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you.
Copyright
no,
can only take
but
us
seriously,
so far.
writing a book is like in my very near future, without a doubt. Like that's it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Thank you. Yeah. So I definitely do call myself the accidental entrepreneur because this was kind of how it went for me, right? Okay. I guess like I have this little bit of like hustle mentality because I definitely went from being a hustler to being an entrepreneur. A hustler to a freelancer to an entrepreneur to a business owner. Now I'm kind of like an amalgamation of entrepreneur, business owner, right? And all of those things are very different. So for me, it was kind of like, okay, cool, I'm a hustler, like doing stuff like car meets. I'm selling like fake GHDs. Like actually the yellow fake stuff. I was selling like fake Samsungs. I was selling like, if you bought a Samsung from me like in 2011.
The statute of limitations.
Sorry, bruh.
The statute of limitations.
If the AC is scratched off now.
Have you guys seen those iPhones where it's like you open the iPhone and then it's actually Android software? Have you seen that on Facebook Marketplace? Actually, people are selling like iPhone 13s and then you put the iPhone on, it's got the iPhone loading page, it's got the iPhone home page. But when you open like the iStore, then somehow Google Maps opens. Like it's wild. I genuinely have a friend who bought one of those phones like 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Like legit, like she paid this guy like 8K. Boom, it's a fake iPhone. Anyway.
Like we can move on. Because the traumatic feels I feel right now is crazy.
Yeah.
So you were going through hustler, freelancer, entrepreneur business.
Yes, right. I forgot the original question. What was it? Oh, yes, the accidental entrepreneur. I got it.
Yes.
I remembered. Okay, cool.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. So I call myself an accidental entrepreneur because essentially, like, I didn't know I was good at stuff, but looking back now, like, I'm good at stuff. You know what I mean? So then I was like just doing things and people kept asking me to do stuff and I was working for free for so long and, and I just kept doing and doing and doing and doing and doing. And then I got my first big paid retainer gig in like 2018. Right. Obviously, I had like other gigs loving the Islamic vibes. Go Sheikh. So I'm being that was genuine. It sounded sarcastic, but I meant it. So I got my first paid gig in 2018, like a retainer, like your 1 year contract. We're gonna pay X amount of money per month. You're gonna do this. It was for like a big organization, right? Like an agency of a government department. So then it's like, okay, cool, I'm working. Oh shit, I'm getting so busy. Oh my gosh, okay, cool, let me get some help. Okay, cool, got one more person. Okay, oh, I'm still busy. Let me get some more help. Okay, cool, now we need an office. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool, let's get an office. Then next thing, it's like I'm there, I'm sitting in the office. There's like a team in front of me. I'm just like, whoa, I'm hosting meetings every Monday. Like, okay, we're buying like project management software. Like, okay, what's going on? Like, okay, cool. Your girl's like closing deals. Like, okay. Then I just took a step back one day and I was like, what? The beep just happened to my life. Because it was literally just like, It was super organic. And that was the moment where, and recently, actually this year, 2023 has been a really low year for me, financially, revenue-wise, growth-wise, but a very high, when I say growth, I'm talking about business growth, but a very high spiritual growth, self-discovery type personal growth year, right? And it was actually this year in particular where I had to sit back and be like, Shakirah, do you even want this? I turned 30 and I was like, do I even want to be a business owner? Is this path that I'm on something that I chose, or is it something that happened to me? You know? And I really had to sit and reflect, and I went through like 6 months of not doing much and literally just like reflection. And yeah, so many things happened. But anyway, I guess to answer your question directly, it sometimes entrepreneurship happens to you. Sometimes you are just chosen for it. And back to the thing that you were talking about, like having a presence. Some people are just born with the natural talent of walking into a room and owning it without even trying. You know, and I know that I'm one of those people. I can sit in a room and not say a single word, but everybody will notice me. And that you can decide is either a power and a benefit and a blessing, or a curse if you don't know how to use it. And you also have to know that it comes with a certain set of responsibilities in this life. And like, you know, so all of those things I had to just ask myself, like, is this even something that I really want to do? And a lot of entrepreneurs in the I don't know what to call it. I'm going to say hustle mentality, entrepreneurship, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs era. Every time people talk about entrepreneurship, and South Africa has adopted this Silicon Valley mindset and approach to entrepreneurship. Every time people talk about it, it's like, yo, you got to scale, you got to grow, you got to increase revenue, you got like this is the reason for getting into business. The reason for getting into business is to scale, is to grow, is to make money. But for me, you know, and I fell into that, and that's what I was about for super long. That's what I made my brand about for super long. But actually, you know, sometimes being an entrepreneur is also just about quality of life. It's actually about working less. It's actually about making less money. But it's about being happy. It's about feeling fulfilled. It's about being spiritually grounded, you know, and that can also be a very powerful entrepreneurship journey, but we don't talk about that because all we talk about is revenue. All we talk about is growth. But entrepreneurship is such a powerful tool for what I believe is self-actualization. So I told you guys before that I'm like busy with a rebrand. My entire rebrand is going to be about entrepreneurship, like entrepreneurship as a mechanism for self-actualization, or self-actualizing through entrepreneurship, because that's what it is about for me. I'm not driven by money. You know, I didn't decide I want to open a business and then I opened a business. It kind of was a process, you know? Yeah.
Do you think that when you moved, so currently you don't live in Cape Town, right? So do you think...
I'm a Josie girl now.
Do you think a lot of that growth you're speaking about was attributed to you getting out of a
100%.
what seemed to be a comfort space?
100%. So I'm a very growth-driven person. My company has 5 values, and being growth-driven is one of them. I want to surround myself with growth-driven people also. So I definitely grew a lot while I was in Cape Town. I've always sought growth, but I reached a ceiling, if I can call it that. I also felt there's a lot happening over here, no? Are you right there?
Keep going.
Okay. We can do 2 eyes real quick. No, let me stop. Sorry. Anyway.
Rizaan loves the words of affirmation.
Like I'm sitting here and I just met you and I'm like, I'm so proud of this guy. Like I'm just like, Auntie's proud of you.
So I'm gonna say that
did you lose the train?
No, I have the train. Okay. I'm just trying to not piss people off.
Oh, okay.
So I think moving out of your hometown. So I love plants. I'm a big plant mom, right? So when you have a plant and it grows to capacity, you don't have to post everything about that. When your plant grows to capacity, you can leave it there and it will be alive, it will thrive, it will go through stages, it will be amazing. But it will only grow to that size. But once you put it into a bigger pot, The roots are going to expand and the plant is going to grow more. I needed to put myself in a bigger pot. I put myself in a new pot when I moved out of home. And then when I moved out of Cape Town, I put myself in a bigger pot. Also, being here, and I'm going to be very explicit and honest about this, like, I know I might not have like a huge following, but a lot of people in the colored and especially colored Muslim community, they know me. They know who I am. I have a big pick. You know what I'm saying? And that brings eyes to you sometimes. I'm also physically tall, so people know who you are. And because of that, I always have eyes on me, and I felt trapped in Cape Town in the sense of I needed to live up to what everyone else expected me to be. And what people expected me to be was a successful entrepreneur. They expected me to be a pillar in my community. They expected me to be an aspiration for other colored girls. They expected, you know, and I was like, yo, like, I'm a human being. I have so many other facets of myself that I feel like I cannot explore here because I'm always acting like I'm this upright citizen that has her shit together all the time. And, you know, I couldn't anymore.
All you just wanted to be was you.
Yeah, definitely. and moving out helped me to figure all of that out. And when it comes to entrepreneurship, that exploration definitely helped me along that journey also, because I needed the space and the freedom to explore, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yo, I spoke a lot, guys. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, I'm here for it. I thought that was great. Rizaan, are you back? Are you back?
I'm just like, yo, you ruined it there actually with that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that you did that, because you've actually made me a bit of a believer.
In what?
In this, because, okay, so being an entrepreneur as a person of color is not a sure thing, man. It's not a stable venture.
Yeah.
And so I can imagine like the yellow colored uncles and aunties, like, when are you gonna
get a real job?
More.
Maybe I was 26 and a waitress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the fact that not only did you, alhamdulillah, make a success of yourself in terms of like financial success, but you also made a success of yourself as like just your personhood. And you are a much stronger person as you sit here with us. And that's the bit that actually sold me now. So I'm buying. That's, you know, so
Hey,
whatever you're selling, I'm buying. That's what I'm at. I'm just calculating how much I must put in my So with that said, you actually, because I feel like it's that time of you actually said that there was something that you wanted to sort of air with us, basically, something that you're looking forward to. Something that you're working on, as much as you can say, you know, because you say that you're here to sign a deal, but that's not what we're talking about. Or is it?
Remind me never to tell this guy's secret. Yo, guys.
That's primary.
I can't. I explicitly came into this place. I was like, listen, we're not going to talk about this. All right, moving on.
But what does...
From the evil eye? Is that what the... But yeah, okay. Okay, say what you need to say, because I'm done. Spilling the beans.
You already ate my laundry.
Oh, wow. Okay. Permission to...
No, it's okay.
He's not going to take it out in post. He's not going to...
He's literally looking at you right now like, this is on you, bro.
Just to all the guests coming, never tell Rizaan anything. This is why I'm ill-prepared, because they can't tell me anything. This is why.
Okay. What is the question? You want me to talk about?
The question is, what is Shakirah going forward?
Yeah.
Oh, love that question. Okay.
What's the rebrand about, and what do you? Yeah.
So my rebrand is going to be about self-actualization through entrepreneurship, or using entrepreneurship as a vehicle or mechanism to achieve self-actualization.
Okay.
There are very few people in the world who are actually talking about it. And in South Africa, I don't believe that there's anybody talking about it. There are people that talk about things like spirituality through entrepreneurship. There are people who talk about like personal growth through entrepreneurship, but it's not really the same. You know, for me... I'm going to give you an example. I was recently talking to someone and I never actually asked her for permission to use her story as a case study. I need to still ask her, so I'm so sorry if you see this episode. But so I was talking to her and, you know, she was saying that she has this job And it's a really good job, and she has like a really good title and makes really good money, etc., but she really wants to open up her own business. But she hasn't done it yet, and she can't stop thinking about it, and there's this big barrier, right? So then I asked her, she mentioned that, she mentioned the word title in her rant. And for me, out of everything she said, the fact that she's attached to the title stood out for me. So I was like, I'm going to ask a question. It's not my place, but I'm going to ask a question anyway. Does the title matter to you? Like, you mentioned the title. Why does the title matter to you? She's like, I've got a really big title right now. She does. And I said, okay, why does that title matter to you? Are you going to struggle to give that up? Then she says, I think that the title is linked to the respect that I get from my family. So I was like, okay, so you actually don't want to give up your job and you don't want to pursue your own dream of starting a business because you are worried about losing the respect of your family, which is rooted in your, I'm going to call it trauma or issues around being people pleasing and getting the affirmation of the people around you and the people that you love. Now, if she were to quit her job, open her business, she would not only be doing something that she loves, she would not only be making money and by having a business, she would also be healing herself and getting over her fear of disappointing people. She would be more true to herself. She would be a happier human being. She would move closer to self-actualizing. And for me, that's what entrepreneurship is about. Personally, I struggled for many years with people pleasing. I struggled to tell people what I really think. I struggled with self-worth. I say this to people all the time. I'm getting better. I'm much better at it now, but I have a very high level of self-confidence, but a very low level of self-worth, right?
Wow.
Which results in me charging too little, working with clients who don't want to pay me what I'm worth. And through entrepreneurship, I've gotten to a point where I'm like, actually, I'm worth X, so you must give me X and Y, actually. Like, I was going to say, no, I actually came out again. Anyway, you must give me X and Y. And that only came from, you're only paying me 5 rand, but every day I hustle for you, and I'm giving you like 20 rands worth of work. You know what I'm saying? And it pushes you until you get to the point of, no, you're going to pay me what I'm worth now. And because I can ask the client to pay me what I'm worth, I can demand what I'm worth from my family. I don't take being treated poorly by my friends. I can look for a partner that supports me in a certain way. I can walk out into the world having a higher level of self-worth, and entrepreneurship helped me heal that issue. So for me, that's what my personal brand is going to be about, using entrepreneurship as a mechanism in order to self-actualize, to heal, to grow as a person, to be spiritually grounded.
And I think that's not, I mean, you using the means of entrepreneurship, and that's great. I think it's also important to know that you shouldn't, and I think I'll say this from my perspective, don't live your life through someone else's eyes, please. A lot of the times, and like you said, the title, I'm this title at this company, people now must treat me a certain way. I have these things, it must treat me a certain way. If it means you need to downsize to live a life that you want to live, then downsize. Don't keeping up, or like they say, keep up with the Joneses just because you now of a certain age, or you 30, 31, 32, 35, I must drive a certain car, I must have something. But is that what you want? Or is that what someone else has said you need to have at that specific age? And I think we chatted about this when Faye was here as well. It's just, we need to, like you said, we need to heal and need to find that place where what makes you happy. Because the way you structure your life needs to be in a space that makes you the best version of you. It's not about, I need to have this or I must have this by a certain age. It's about building the life that you can be like, oh, nice. You can wake up and be like, nice. And then, like, and
Sorry,
it's small things though. Like, it doesn't have to be big things. It's really can make your life the way you want to. And I think I just really want to echo that part. Make it your own.
Yeah, I love that. I think if I can also on top of that, just say that while perhaps this episode today or my journey, and what my brand is about is self-actualizing through entrepreneurship. You can self-actualize through so many other things. Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I just want to make that very important. Like, don't think that because in order to grow now, I need to start a business. Like, you can do yoga every day and grow. You can meditate every day. You can journal. You can have a business and work for someone else and still grow. Like, this is just my particular path, and the community that I'm trying to grow are people who resonate with this type of thing. But I mean, you can achieve this by doing many other things. I don't want to be like entrepreneurship is the only way. No.
Like, that's your selling point, man. That's what you're going to be doing for the people.
Yeah.
Rizaan, do you have a comment?
Several.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm ready.
So, because again, it's giving praat at die huis uit. So I was gonna ask you. Okay, cool. So, from what I understand as self-actualization or self-fulfillment, if you will, there's a sort of like, there's steps, there's levels to that, right? There's certain things you need to overcome in order to get to that particular place. And so a lot of us are content with, say, having just a sense of community or having a sense of belonging, whatever the case may be. And so you are exposed or maybe even have the privilege to chase your higher self, if you will, right? And so what are sort of smaller goals that the average person can maybe get through their own sort of working that they do, or their own hustle, their own freelance? What is a smaller goal that they can attain? Because then once they get that, they can then work towards.
Wow. Okay. It's
again, you didn't know you were going to therapy
tough.
today.
So, I mean, are you guys familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Mm-hmm.
So Maslow was the one that said, listen, you first need to sort out like all of these levels before you get to thinking about self-actualization, right? If you don't know it, please check out Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a great starting point to just understanding the human psychology and how people think and how people work. And then on top of that, I also someone said something to me once that I think is so powerful. It's like someone asked me, an American person asked me, actually I went through this program with some university a while ago. Anyway, this American girl asked me like why the townships in South Africa are so dirty. Like why don't people clean the streets and stuff, right? Like why is there litter in the townships? And we were having this debate about it, and then someone else said, and I will never forget this, you don't have the mental space and you can't think about cleaning up the streets and picking up the dirt outside if you haven't eaten for 3 days. And that's true. So even having the privilege to think about things like global warming and, all of these things like that comes from a place of privilege. You know what I mean? That 100%, even for me, like I know that I only am in the position that I'm in because my mother allowed me to live at home until I was 28. Because my mother was open-minded enough to let me waitress, up until I was 26. Like if she said to me, get out of my house at 18, I wouldn't have had the freedom to do those things because I would have had to get a job to pay rent, to buy food, but those things were covered. My basic needs were always covered. So I had the mental freedom, and I by no means come from a rich family at all.
Yeah.
My mother was a single mother for a long time, et cetera, and we went through our fair share of shit. So I don't want it to be like, listen, but those things do come from a space of mental freedom. So I think, number one, you definitely have to get to a place where your basic needs are always covered. Okay. Where it's like, okay, I'm making enough money to eat well every day. And not just in a case of I have enough food every day. So, I'm eating like whatever the case is, noodles on bread. Like, but I think I mean, noodles on bread slaps though, like no one can deny. But my point is, you want to get to a place of some level of comfortability for yourself, at least, where it's like, okay, my basic needs are always covered. If I want to have a McDonald's burger every now and then, like I'm okay to do it. And then from there, you open up space in your mind to start thinking about other things. Then I would say seek out knowledge. Like you have to be a knowledge seeker. If you need a moment?
No,
he's taking it in. He's absorbing at the moment.
Okay, you need to seek out knowledge. And by seeking out knowledge, I'm talking about humble yourself, like to the ground level of humble and low, and absorb. have conversations with people, read books, listen to podcasts, watch videos, create content.
Add a like and subscribe.
Please like and subscribe to JC. Thank you so much. Follow them on TikTok, Instagram. Consume content in any way that makes sense for you. So I think being a knowledge seeker is a huge way, because this echo chamber life that we build for ourselves is not it. And you really need to, being humble is such an important part of being a knowledge seeker, because you can be a knowledge seeker but not be humble, and that doesn't benefit anybody. You need to be like, I'm in this room to listen. I worked for free until like 27 because I was chasing knowledge. I was chasing experience. And that for me is probably like one of the biggest reasons why I am where I am and I have the experience that I have. And one of the biggest reasons I can say, I know I'm fucking dope.
Hey, yo.
Like there are very few people that are as talented as me. Like that's that. You know what I'm saying? And I know that to be fact. And that's because I spent so many years just absorbing knowledge. Yeah.
Amazing.
Cool.
I want to say one more thing. But I will sort of concede it to JP.
Thank you. So what do we have in the middle today? So today we're gonna play.
Ask this question.
So you're regretting whatever it is that you don't.
No. Oh. So today we're going to be playing a game called This or That. So it's purely just two options, right? Okay. There will be two items on the paper, and you just decide which one is best for you, right?
Wow. Okay.
So
is it like a quick thing, like immediate answer?
Yeah, a quick thing.
Wow. Okay.
But you can also explain why you
for 3 marks.
For 3 marks. Yeah. So acne versus biryani.
Yo! But I want to put biryani there as well.
It's definitely acne, for sure.
I put biryani there as well. Why violence?
Wait, did you write B-I-R or B-R-I?
B-I-R.
But
I wrote both.
Is that an H there?
Yeah.
Birhani.
I did both.
No. Are we allowed to show the camera?
No. Let's not.
Chill out.
It's because they're lying about what's on the paper.
Chill out.
We all heard biryani.
Okay, so acne or biryani.
For sure.
Crazy.
The little lentils, miss.
Oh.
Because it's most okay. So the peak form, right? The
And then
final
the egg,
transformation.
Miss.
The final transformation is janaza acne
Slaps, bruh.
and wedding biryani.
Ooh.
So you
No,
see,
janaza acne.
janaza acne.
Yo, janaza acne is
The
it.
final form.
Okay, you know when the pot is on the fire for so long and the rice is sticking together, bruh. And then they stir it for so much now that the bochi barely even have chicken on it anymore because the chicken is like amongst the rice. The best, your chef's kiss.
Next one, excellent. No one needs to add anything.
Nobody's.
No, but you can add a bitchy day though.
What about Ava Sly?
Oh, slaps also.
By the way, because you're now in your Josie girl, do you say sambal, kachumba, or Ava Sly?
What the fuck is kachumba?
So that's literally Ava Sly or sambal. So that's like, or the way I sort of like differentiate is like, if it's tomato heavy, sambal. If it's onion heavy, Ava Sly.
Okay, but then at what point does it become salsa?
when oh, that's racist.
Yeah. I was gonna be like, whoa.
Stop.
And it's not just changing the vinegar. Anyway,
Okay,
but
let's go.
it's a website or Instagram page,
Oh, yo, I was like, wait, what's
specifically in business.
Oh, yo. Website. Because you said specifically in business.
Yes.
My initial knee-jerk response is going to be Instagram, but then I was thinking about from a entertainment perspective. But if you're saying specifically in business, website, definitely.
Wow.
No. Expand from an entertainment perspective.
I
What
mean-
do you mean?
Sorry.
Why do you think people are watching your podcast on Instagram?
Oh, okay.
I brought it down to
Because-
seeing Rizaan.
You?
Let's try to see Rizaan.
Oh.
Wow, the progressive how I grow a beard. It's not looking
looking good.
bro.
It's really not looking good, bro. Come into Turn to the side quickly. No.
The next game is our.
I don't think Rizaan was expecting someone like this to be on today's episode.
So, for business, specifically website.
A website brings authority.
Okay.
You know, like my height. It's like that. A website is like a height on the internet. You know.
Yeah. Because I mean, there are, and I know we're gonna carry on now, but the question, like, you know, the Shopify area, just getting your Instagram up, getting your Shopify link to Instagram, that's a quicker way to just get up and running. So the fact that you said website,
Okay, wait. Let me say this, right? It also depends on who your target audience is. Because if you are starting a business where you're selling like, who's this? Rick and Morty. What's this?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're starting a business where you're selling Rick and Morty figurines for your podcasts, right? Then Instagram is probably okay. But if you're starting a website where you... Let me think of a good example. Wait, nobody say anything. An accounting firm, right? Or, or like where you're selling tires, and I'm not talking about like in the hood side of the road outside your house type vibe. I'm talking about like you want to be like Tiger Wheel and Tire type shit. You know, a website brings authority. It provides authority. Even for your Rick and Morty business, people trust you a little bit more if you have a website than if you just have an Instagram. Try to have both, ideally. And if you struggle with that, you can always holler at Shakirah _Dramat.
What a plug. What a plug. What a plug.
It's akin to having when you just have like a Gmail email, or if you have an @ then your business name, a young domain. It's authoritative.
Nice.
Yes. Okay,
That's a
so
great answer.
in the Morty,
Okay.
this is our sort of like our notorious game at this point in time, where this is what we are sort of renowned for. And this is our series of hypotheticals. And the game is called Say Ma Now.
Say ma now.
So you just channel your inner colored girl and you're like, you'll say
I don't even need to channel. She's always out.
Always out.
So
Those accents just for show.
So JP was dominating that previous game, so I'm going to get a chance to read.
Do you want me to say Simon now for you?
What was that? What was that? What was happening?
Do you want me to say Simon now for you?
Do you want me to say Ma Now for you?
Okay. Simon now.
No! Never do that ever again. Never do that. Yo, that was crazy. I don't know what I felt there. I don't know what just happened. Say Ma Now, you could control your dreams. What would you dream about?
Wait, say ma now, you could control your dreams. What would you dream about? I don't dream, so... Okay, but say ma now, you could control your dreams. What would you dream about?
Ma'am, I don't dream. What is the more important question? So you just don't do REM sleep, you guys.
I don't dream. Okay, so what would I dream about? You see, dreams are not important in my life. What would I dream about? I would dream about things that definitely are not possible in the real world. Like, if you were to say, oh, I would dream about being a multimillionaire, like that's super possible. So like that's boring. I wouldn't want to dream about that. You know what I mean? But like I would dream about traveling a lot. Like that's also possible. So I wouldn't dream about that. I would maybe dream about like
Supreme Flex.
I don't know. This is a tough question. Maybe being. I would dream about finding clothes that fit me. Because nobody makes clothes for tall women. And
I just love how, out of all the reasonings you went through, that's where you that's how you like.
Because that's
clothes.
not
Finding
possible.
clothes.
Listen, other women go to the shop and they love it, or other people in general go to the shop, they love it because they can find stuff that fit them. But you know the traumatic experience it is being a tall woman and going shopping. You'll miss me with that, guys. I'd rather wear my old clothes from 3 years ago.
I think.
Say ma now, next one, please. Let's
Wait,
go.
wait. Just two things. Thing number one is I recently learned I recently learned that the New Zealand basketball team is called the Tall Blacks.
No, that's not a real thing.
That sounds cuck lazy, bro. That sounds lazy. That's lazy, bro.
No, but is that a real thing? I feel like you made that up.
But
Can someone please Google? Can we please Google that? Like right now. Like I need to know.
Second thing, I do actually want to know what do JP dream about, because we actually dream. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Fair.
So okay, I do dream in parts, but I think for me, I would just like dream about like floating. Like like when you look at the spaceship and how they're like moving, like that's how I want to be, like just in space, and then you can like meet each other by just floating.
I'm so glad I asked that, because what is that? What is JP on, bro?
That sounds like a vibe though.
No, it is.
But
It's
also,
just-
like, I'm sure there's a place where you can pay money and do that. Isn't there? Like that place where you can smash
True,
plates.
but ma'am, I don't have access to those places. So
Just
I feel
also just because it's realistic doesn't mean that we definitely go.
Okay, fair. Like me and
Rizaan,
bungee
what did you dream
jumping.
about?
Like a lot.
Okay.
A lot of things, bro.
Choose
Like
one of the lot.
So, okay, first of all, I would dream I have a better beard. I would dream I would dream the actual what the One Piece is.
Oh.
I would
Wait, what's that? What the
anime.
one?
Anime.
Okay.
I would dream that like the Dragon Balls are real, and but the ones from Namek where we get 3 wishes, and I would like just like wish for like 3 separate things.
So not the Dragon Ball Z balls from Wish.
And so I actually want to ask the audience in the comments on TikTok, on IG, on Facebook, in WhatsApp, ask your mates if you could control your dreams, what would you dream about? Say me now, say me now.
I
We're
was singing
gonna
that
get
the whole
copyrighted.
I thought I was the only person who made the connection. Okay.
Same, and this is apparently you get to actually read one. By the way.
Ooh,
But I'm gonna first do this one
exciting.
first. Same now, you could get every country and every person in the world to work on one project or one goal. What would it be? Oh, beautiful question.
I love that. Ooh, okay. Yo, Shakirah, you have to be careful with the sun. Be
Pot of
serious.
acne.
Just
Feed
imagine
the
how big it would
world.
be.
Make it a better place. Yo, that's mad. Yo, a pot of acne. So there's people on the rice, people on the meat, people on the potatoes, because potatoes, that's a separate vibe.
No, you
Why?
only make the potatoes separate in biryani.
Oh,
In
yes.
acne, the potatoes are in the
acne is
bars.
most curried the rice, basically.
Yeah.
Apologies. Yeah.
Okay, but now I feel like my answer is too serious.
No, make it serious.
Make it serious.
That's fine.
I think I would probably want people to work on creating safe spaces for teenagers. Because I feel like teenagers are a forgotten group. Like, there's a lot of programs, there's a lot of NGOs, there's a lot of effort on like children, right? And then there's a lot of effort on like adults. But that age between like 11 and like 17, no one really focuses on those people, on those, on that age. And it's so important. So, and I'm like super passionate about that. And I think that if we gave them more attention, like we'd probably have better adults and better humans in the world. So, yeah.
That's great.
Sorry if I'm a very serious person.
No,
guys.
no.
Quality.
We're here for that.
Quality.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Do we
Do we have
not
to
giving
discuss?
him an answer?
Do we have to discuss first?
No.
Oh, okay. So you don't want to give an answer?
No, it's fine. The acne can be more answer.
Okay. Because I was thinking.
I'm also on Team Potato.
No, because I was wild. No, because like a lot of things in this grand year of Jesus Christ 2023, a lot of things are just like possible. Like people are converting plastic to like stuff. People are making random stuff out of pineapple. Who knows? So I'm just thinking, what are like some impossible things, right? So we can almost like just challenge the impossible. Like we can all work together to learn how to like actually fly. Like just like build wings.
Wow.
Or breathe underwater with like just like
all I pictured was when you said how to actually fly, everyone coming together and doing this. Like everyone just standing.
And through collective consciousness, we
We
will
all
take
go.
off. He's like, yes. He's like, that's better than the wings. It's better than the wings.
Because in the movie The Matrix, they wys Neo because he wanted him to bend the spoon, man.
Yeah.
They wys him. The key is to realize you're not trying to bend the spoon. The thing is that there is no spoon. So now we all just, there's no gravity.
Take it away.
You can go.
You can have the last
You can go. You can go.
No.
Okay.
You can
No, I know. I'm just thinking about who's going to chop the onions. Sorry.
Oh.
But anyway.
Fair.
Okay. Say the line.
No, it's fine. I thought it's intrusive. Okay.
No, it's
Say man now.
No, it's right. Say ma now. Say ma now. Okay. Your neat handwriting. Who wrote this?
Definitely not. So
You had to apply for friendship like a job with a CV or a resume. What will that look like? And what are your winning points? JP, go first.
Okay, so
yeah.
if I'm applying for it, there'll be a mugshot. Mugshot of me, my face,
Okay.
and it'll be like,
An ID photo.
and then my ID number,
Can't smile.
ID number,
Raw.
ID number, and then when it says
I feel like
like,
you're applying to get into jail, but okay, continue.
where it says, and then it will say like attributes, like, and then
Yes.
I'll show my commitment. So between like 2008 and 2012, I was committed to school. And then that will show like my
yes,
commitment
fair.
to the relationship that we potentially could have, and then like as a last resort, willing to listen to your problems. That would be my application form.
Yo, we could never be friends.
Mm.
He's like, I don't want to be a friend anyway.
That's not what that face was, but okay.
Okay, let's go.
Me.
Mr. No Beard.
Wait, no. I actually no.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
I put the floppy disk in. That's me. Okay, so do you mind just reading the question again, if you had to?
I didn't know this was a spelling bee. Okay, say ma now. You had to apply for friendship like a job with a CV or a resume. What will that look like? And what are your winning points?
I'm lying on my resume.
No references. You
I'll just
say.
be like 2 years into the friendship. Nah, but you said you could do this. But I'm a code 14 licensed scars, bro. Scars like my PDP scars. I was in the taxi. Created sport, yeah, FIFA. I'm lying on my resume, bro. Yo, that's crazy. I was just thinking like, who's the panel that's like your friends' parents? The parents of the friends, like, because obviously your parents growing up, they must tell you like, that's not a good friend for you. They must hit you with that line. So now you lying on your resume, just finessing.
I imagined like a judging panel, like in the sky, like in the clouds, and they're at a table like similar to this, and then like they read one resume and another resume, and they're like, okay, match, and then you guys are friends. That's what I was thinking. I imagine that.
Yeah, that's great. That's so much better than.
Okay.
So that sort of brings the conclusion to our game segment. We like to end it off with sort of two things. Thing number one is you get to sort of shamelessly plug where we can find you. Any projects that you're allowed to speak about, you can plug those. And then end off with a message to your younger self.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So first, plug. We'll tag all the things in the descriptions and stuff
I
like
first
that.
need to think about what I want to say to my younger self. Can I just say the time for pause and processing, very important. Some people like to yappity yap. Shanice the whole time. Don't Shanice all the time. Okay.
to the two Shanice subscribers. Please.
Wait, you guys know the trend, right?
Yes, Michael Tapper.
Okay.
But also to the two
Shanice
subscribers.
Yeah.
Please
stay.
don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can shamelessly plug myself. I still don't know about the message, but we'll get there. So plug. Shakirah Dramat is my name. And that's all you need to know. You can Google me. Everything will come up. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. The whole vibe is all there. From my own personal website, from my own personal Instagram, you'll find my companies. That network is an artist development agency. We connect clients to creatives to clients. We host training and development programs that helps creatives turn their talents into careers. My other business is called TN Communications. The TN stands for That Network Communications. It's a digital marketing and communications agency. We do everything: build websites, influencer campaigns, social media management, online ads, creating content, etc., etc. If it happens online, we can do it. Then, shakirahdramat.com. Follow me on Instagram, please. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah. And don't fall for the fake lady that is using my face and my videos on TikTok to scam people. It's not a real thing, please. Thank you so much.
Can I just say that's how you know you made it?
Why does everyone say that? It's not even true. But anyway.
It happened to us.
Okay.
But allegedly, sorry, it happened to us.
Cancelled immediately. We're like, nah, bro.
Allegedly, we did it to ourselves.
But no, the fake account has the
Allegedly.
Some people said you guys created it yourselves.
Yeah, because obviously our page wasn't.
Somebody said that. There had to be somebody. There had to be somebody.
Okay.
Somebody doesn't believe in us.
He really does.
But we believe in ourselves.
That's all that matters.
Okay.
Message to younger self. To be honest, it's going to be kind of silly, but right now I'm like concealing a smoker's cough because I don't want to sound egg here on the mic. So it's like been bothering me. So don't start smoking inches. Like it's just not it. But a more serious message. I'm serious, guys. As soon as this camera goes off, I'm gonna be like, yo, it's gonna be intense.
That's creepy.
It's been like 20 minutes.
Ball is tied.
Wait.
Sorry. Okay.
The real message. No, I don't even know what it is, to be honest. No, but this is a very important moment, and I feel like it could really help some people. So I think I don't want to be lame and be like, don't listen to what other people say.
Can I then maybe ask you the question I had earlier?
Yes. Okay. Because I really don't know what to say to my younger self.
Yes. Okay, cool. So I was like, I needed this. I was gonna go home and talk to myself. I'm like, I wanted to ask this question. Okay, so you are now in a space where you can sort of like self-actualize, or at least you can sort of push to be this person, right? Okay. So my question was basically, at what point is it important for you or us basically to continue to reach higher heights, and at what point do you think it's important to sort of give back? Is there a place where you have to do both? Can you do one or the other? And what helps you make that decision, basically?
You don't have to do anything.
Faith?
You can't pour from an empty cup. That's all I need to say on that, actually. And that's it. You can't pour from an empty cup.
So keep filling that cup.
I feel like that's like your message to your younger self.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I guess. And also, you can do anything. Like anyone can do anything. Yeah.
That didn't land.
Don't listen to negative Nancy over here. No, but
realistic Rizaan.
Oh, I love that actually. Okay.
So then I think just from us and the team and everyone here, thank you for coming out again.
Thank
you for sharing your story.
I flew all the way from Joburg just to be here.
Shade. Gency did not sponsor any of that.
Just to be clear.
We T's and C's apply.
We can't have applicants the reimbursement from us, bro. Them flights there.
And again, just thank you for being you. I think we try and emphasize this as much as possible. You are clearly a great advocate of being yourself. And I think the more people that are themselves, it will just be a better place to be. And again, if you like this content, like the shenanigans, please like, share, subscribe, and please rate us on the platforms if you're listening. And we out. Peace.